Welcome back. Let's drill down on one retailer, Lululemon. The company's founder, Chip Wilson, taking out an ad in the Wall Street Journal saying the company's in a nosedive and it's losing its soul after nominating and governance committee failed to safeguard the company's long-term vision. So what is the solution for the athleisure maker? According to Wilson, Lulu needs to put product and brand back at the center, bring entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial ownership, I should say, back onto the board, empower creative leadership over merchants, stop chasing Wall Street at the expense of customers, and recommit to the muse, the woman who inspires the brand. Well, shares are down 65% from their all-time high. They're on pace for their worst year since 2008. For more, let's bring in Courtney Reagan. Court, want to get your thoughts on this, because there was a time where Lululemon was the upstart and the disruptor and made athleisure mainstream, and now there's more competition out there, including a lot of privately held new upstart names.
Absolutely. So, look, I think some of the points that Chip Wilson makes do make sense. But I think he also is forgetting that when he founded the company, the category was sort of new. It was burgeoning. It was a new idea. He's right. The innovation, the technical fabrics, it was something that the market hadn't seen before. But now, not only is Lululemon competing with the Nikes of the world, but also the upstarts like the Aloes, the Vioris that are trying to take a page from Lululemon's playbook. And he does somewhat address that, talking about sort of the other competitors that are coming in. But he really is very critical of the fact that Lululemon has lost its soul and lost its visionary, saying, you know, when a company becomes bereft of a founder, these things happen. But he does, as you point out, give these points to say, hey, look, you guys can turn things around. And I wanted to look at the board because he exited as CEO well before he left the company entirely and still had a presence on the board. And when I look through it, there are currently 10 members on the Lululemon board, including CEO Calvin McDonald, who's been there since 2018. But there are also 3 current board members that overlapped with Wilson. So that's about a third of the board that overlapped with him at some point. 6 of those members of the board do have experience, personal job experience in either retail or consumer products, so a CPG type product. 2 of those 10 have founded their own companies, so are founders in their own right. So when I look at the board, I don't see anything that's extremely off. He points a lot and says, look, there's people that are short-term operators and they start to see things sliding and they can do things to sort of make Wall Street happy, to juice up the financial results. Yes, Terry List is on the board and she has a lot of experience in retail, largely as a CEO role. And so maybe she had a hand in making sure that the finances were in good shape, which I wouldn't say is ever a bad thing. But to be fair, the stock price certainly has taken a dive. You mentioned down 65% or so since its high. You know, there are some things that can be done, but I think that competition is something that we should seriously point out. And also look at Nike, by the way, right? They have been a leader in so many areas for so long, and they have faltered recently. They have had to change CEOs.